Hello, in this video I will give you some information about the Cetus printer, show you the installation, the calibration and the first print. I did an unboxing video before and I planned normally to do this video behind these unboxing videos. So now I decide to do it in its own video. So okay, let's start with it.
Okay, welcome back. So now I have set up my printer here on my desk first time, and I connected already with the USB with the computer and with the power supply. So I have to say I've already installed something and made something and tried already to print, or not tried, I printed already, but later. This time I will show you what happened next. When you have your printer sit down and you installed the Cetus software, and you open up the Cetus software, here it is, and then turning on your printer. But before I just turn on, you see here this is still under the arm. It has to be there for all the time where you have switched off your printer. That's very important, because if it's not there, the arm will go down till the nozzle hits the print bed. And there are some occasions where you have to be very careful with that, and I show you later what I mean with that. So I just turn on the printer. Okay. And what you see here right now is that it shows already up. That's because I already installed it for the first time. When you do this the first time, you get asked that this printer is not bound with your account or not bound with the program right now, and you have to do that first. Very easy steps. Just click, and that's okay. The next thing we have to think of is we're going to the section print. So, and now the first thing we have to do before we can do anything with the printer is we have to initialize it. You have to do that every time the printer is off. So hit initialize and say here OK. It beeps. You hear the sound that the motor, that the stepper is on, and right in this time you can remove this, because the stepper drivers are on now, the steppers are on now, and they will stay on as long as you have the motor on. Oh, okay. I just forgot something. Before you do this, you have to make clear that all the end stops are working correctly. That means here's an end stop. You see the little thing. When you click it, here under the belt is an end stop. This is it. And on top here, okay, wait a second, on top you don't see the top already. On top here is one end stop also. So before you initialize the printer like I did, look if they are working correctly, and you can move the print head and look if the end stops are hit the correct way. So now I already did this and I initialized the printer. So what's next? Next is the calibration step. And for this I go down with my cameras bit. And for this we have these icon. These icon. Okay. So this is the calibration that you have just to do once. So I open it up, and you maybe see here already I have values in this, because I have already calibrate the printer. But that's not a problem. We do it first again. The first very, very important thing is you have to find the highest point of the print bed. And how to do this? Okay, here you see here's already entered a nozzle height, but that's something we don't look at this at the moment. If you press here on the plus, you see it moves down. It starts very fast. After a while, it gets slower. Here's the point. Now it goes in very small steps. So what we are doing, what you have to do first, if you click on one of these points, it will move there. Yeah, so you have to click on one, and now you get some sheets of paper. I get a lot of paper. To calibrate, the last time you just need once, but the first time it's better to just get more than one. So you go under the nozzle, and now you go down. Down and down and down and down. And you start moving it. And at one point, you feel that it scrubs a bit. So it already scrubs a bit. Yes, here it is. It scrubs a bit. Why it always scrubs now, even if I have so much paper, is I'm at this point and it says 0.4. That means this point is 0.4 millimeters lower than the highest point of my print bed. But that's something different. We come to that. If you have these and if you feel that, you go up. That means minus. And you go at least 1 millimeter up. Better a bit more. By the way, sorry, before doing that, you have to write down the value. The best thing is. Then you go to the next point and do the same again. And that you will do with every point. And then you have to look at which point you have the lowest value. Not the highest value, the lowest value. The lowest value means this point is highest. And then you go on this point again. On my printer it was this one. And then you take one sheet of paper and put it under the nozzle. Now you go down till you feel come on. Let's see if the value I've entered there is still right. No. Here it is. Okay. On this point, there is just a little force. I just feel that the nozzle touches the paper. This is the value. This is my main value. So I go here and say set. Okay. Now we go to the next point. And this time, you don't want to touch this. You just touch this. If you go up with that, and I feel it's stuck already, so this was a good value. Okay. Now I go on this point. Let me see this point. Okay. So if you do that with every single point, your bed is calibrated. Normally you should do that just once, but if you move the printer like I did to show you something or whatever, you should do it again, because this is very, very low, the differences, that enough to make a bad thing. So we have done this. I say confirm. Okay. So what's next? Next is we have to load it. I move the printer again. It should be normally better. So on the back side I have here some PLA. It is the Cetus PLA. I put that on an empty roll. That is a bit better to use. And then what you do is these. Wait a second, I go up a bit. These things you can put into this. This one is where the filament goes into. So you put that in there, and then you go through it. Come on, come on, come on. Okay, and on the other way, on the printer head, you put that also in it, and then you push it. With that filament it's a little bit easier because it's green and I see it. Okay, I have to see. Wait a second. So I have to push that all the way down, all the way down, all the way down. So, and if you can't go any further, the next step begins. Loading the filament. Loading the filament is easy. You go here on Maintenance. Come on. Now, material PLA, nozzle diameter 0.4. That's the installed nozzle. Now I say here extrude. You see here now that these arrow, and you could think that it's just right starting to extrude, but that's not possible because it just needs to heat up. That you see on the top here. Here you see that the temperature is rising. So we have to wait. The preset temperature was something like 220 or 210, and so we wait till it arrives. I think I will speed this up. So you hear a beep, that means it starts to extruding. Now you give it a bit till it grabs. Just pushing the filament into, helping it a bit. And I think it's done. And now we are waiting. And there comes the filament. At the moment this is white because I printed, before using this I printed with white filament. And you just can let it run. So, done. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so we have loaded up the filament. What's next? That's easy. Next thing is printing. We say let this confirm. Put my print box over here so you can see it. It's still empty at the moment. So what I'm going to do is I add something. And what I add now is a tree frog. So you see here my little small tree frog. This is small, yes, but I want it even smaller, so it's print faster. So here on top of it you can scale. I go here, 0.5. Okay, so it's very small. Okay, next thing. I'm going to print. I go with layer thickness 0.1 this time. Infill, you see here this means no infill. This means no infill and no top and no bottom layer. This means very, very low infill, and here is more and more infill. Quality in this time says how fast it will print. I let it on normal. Nozzle offset. Don't have to enter anything, because it's okay, we just measured it and it's okay. You can put in here nozzle offset if you do a different print bed on this and you know there's height, then you just can do it here, but that's something different. Options, preferences. I go here. Surface, okay, I just put it on 5 layers. You can let it on 3 layers. Support. And now comes the thing, I don't want support for this print, because it would be a mass of support. Raft, I use raft at this time. So, okay, that's all I need. And preview. Preview don't tell you much. It says how much material, how long it will print, and that's it. You see here 40 minutes. So what I want to do now is I'm going, before I start printing, I will, I just print that way. I just print that way and then fasten this up later on. Here you see the time. Okay. So what I can do now is not just preview, I can say print it. And now let's see if everything goes right. So by the way, I start now to print. What's very important is at the moment, till we found a solution for this problem, very important is that you are here when the print is over. And there is one problem at the moment, and that is that the printer goes up, goes on 0 point, and then turns off. That also means it turns its stepper motors off. And that means that these axes will rush from the top to the bottom. And that's not a good idea. So at the moment, you have to be there when it stops printing. I really hope that this will be fixed very soon. So he says that here was okay, yeah, okay. Now you see here the temperature rising. On this you see the time left and the layer where it is on and the millimeter, how high it is. So everything is okay. So I think for the next 40 minutes I just let it run and speed it up after that. Okay, before I speed up the thing, just bring the camera to a better position so you see anything.
They did what they showed. Well, you did the right thing, but whoever gave you this, an asshole.
Okay, the print is now nearly at the end, and I'm back. That's very important. I have this thing already in my hand, and now I'm waiting till it stops completely. Should take just some seconds. It's nearly at the end. So Like 3 or 4 layers are left. Okay. Okay. Now, you see, it moves up. Just take the camera above. Sorry, the camera a bit here. So you see that it moves up, and it beeps. Now, this is the time you have to put your finger in. And oh, you see that. Just at this moment, if I let it go, it would rise down. It would fall down till it hits the bed. So I put this thing under it to secure it. Okay, so let's see what's happened there. There is a little froggy. I've installed some light already, so you can see it a bit better. Get it in front. And now I start to remove it very carefully. As soon as it's popped up a bit, it's no problem at all anymore. Flung. There it is. There it is. Okay, wait a second. I have to. This is the little froggy. And I think it is a really, really good quality print. It's even if it's printed fast. See here, the overhang is very nice done. The little frog legs, that is normally the point where you can see if it's good or not good printed. So this looks very nice and very cool. Okay. So this was the first print. Okay, it wasn't the first print. I already did it in white. And wait a second. I already did the Marvin. It's 0.2 in white. It's not getting that good at the moment, but it's not a big deal. And now I tell you and I show you why I said no, to use no support. This Marvin I used support, and he supported every little thing that was overhanging. And this was not so good. Besides this one, without support, getting a lot better. Okay. So, for me, this printer is really good. The only downfall at the moment is a problem that the complete print head, the complete y-axis, falls down as soon as the print stops. But I think that should be not the biggest problem, that they can fix that very soon, I hope. The problem itself, that when you turn off the printer, it's the same thing. When you turn off the printer and the print head is on top of it, it falls down. So if you turn off the printer, make sure it rests already down here on this foam, then nothing can happen. So that was it for the first time. I hope I could help you a bit, or I could give you some good information. Yeah. And I'm really sure I want to do something more about some new stuff I found out or whatever. The next thing would be changing the nozzle to use other nozzle sizes and all this. But this I won't do later if I did it already sometimes, so I know what I do. Okay, thank you.